Have you discovered the inspiration of the Creative Memories blog? With new posts every few days, CM provides us with tons of ideas. Hi, it's Donna Guest, the Lazy Scrapbooker and Creative Memories advisor. I love fast pages, so even if the blog has more decorative and time-consuming ideas, I can always adjust them to be easier and faster. Today I'm tackling this cool single page with 2 photos on the page, but I'm going to use this design to create a simple 2-page spread and get more photos and journaling on the page. Let's get started. Here's the first 2-page spread I created, and I wanted to show you this to show you exactly how to create these triangle patterns here. The paper I used is called Golden Harvest by Creative Memories. I used 2 base pages. Then for this small border strip on the edges, I used this yellow sheet with a diamond pattern. And for my triangles, I used this piece with green on one side and then a neutral white on the other side that has a variety of limbs and pine cones. So to do this, first I'm just going to cut the small border. And I'm basically going to duplicate what I've done while you're looking at the finished project because it's going to make it a little bit easier to understand. Just going to do one side though. So this is a 1/2 inch border. That was easy enough. And then for these triangle patterns, I'm going to cut a 2-inch piece here, 2 by 12. And then I'm going to cut that in half at 6 inches so that I'm left with 2 2-by-6 pieces of paper. Okay, now to create these triangles, what you don't know, and I'll show you underneath here, is that I've got 2 very similar shapes. You'll see the green underneath and then the white is on top of it. So that helps you understand how this works a little bit. We're going to do the white ones first. I'm going to create exactly what I've got over here. Now notice the pattern goes from the top right corner to the lower left corner. So that's what I'm going to do on my trimmer. And to do that, I'm going to tilt my rectangle to where it's going from the top right to the bottom left. And what I'm doing is centering those 2 points on my cutting line. I'm going to close this and use these sight lines that hide out there up in the corners, and to make sure I'm getting a perfect triangle by letting that black line go through the corners. And if you've never seen this before, check out my video in the top right hand corner, and I'll put it at the end of the video. It's my 20 favorite things about the Creative Memories 12-inch trimmer, and you are likely to learn more cool features. So great, I've got 2 perfect triangles here. Very good. If you use that sight line, you can't go wrong. Now for the green ones underneath, you see they go from the top left-hand corner down to the bottom right. So to do that, I'm going to tilt it the other way and line up those corners on my cutting line. And again, I'm going to use that sight line to get a perfect triangle again, making sure the black mark goes through the edges. Pretty perfect. Okay, we'll put that out of the way. Now I'm just going to assemble it here on the page so that you can see how it's done. The lower color goes on the bottom that way, and you're going to top it with this triangle. It's kind of like a puzzle almost. And I'm going to repeat that down here. So I've just duplicated exactly what I did over there. So easy, and has a really cool look to it. Looks kind of 3-dimensional, a little bit of an optical illusion there. So there you go. For these next 2 pages, I'm going to work on my son's baseball album, and I'm using the best baseball paper, which is Creative Memories Grand Slam Theme Pack. It has absolutely the best baseball paper that I have found anywhere. So in this theme pack, I've got some cardstock in blue, and then I've got these 2 sheets that are the green field on one side, and then these red bats and helmets on the other side. And then I have the 2 pieces of baseball paper. Now, the thing about this, as you saw, you need to have a double-sided paper that's going to look good, kind of a contrast. So I'm not sure this fits the bill here. So what I'm going to do is incorporate some red cardstock into this because I like this contrast a lot better. So let's go with this one. I'm going to use this as my background, I think, so I'll just set all this aside. So I do like this striped side for my little border, and I think I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch border, and I'm going to do that twice since I'm doing a double page spread. And just set those aside. Now, using the side with the baseballs, I'm going to cut a 2-inch by 12-inch. Should be all I need. And now I'm going to cut this in half at 6 inches. and I've got 2 nice strips. Now, if I do the same with the cardstock, I only need to do this once because I'm going to use cardstock as the other paper instead of the other side of this. Okay, so now I have the 2 half-inch strips, and I have 2 sets of 2 by 6, one with the paper that I'm going to be showing and one with the cardstock that's going to go underneath. And if you look at the one I've already done, you'll see this is going to be the red cardstock and this is going to be the baseballs. So now I'm going to cut this one. For the dominant paper that I'm going to show the most of, I'm going to tilt it to the left and cut it from the top right-hand corner to the bottom left-hand corner. I'm going to use this sight line that kind of tucks itself away up here to make sure I'm going exactly from corner to corner. Perfect. Okay. And now I'm going to do it with this as well. Now for my bottom piece, I'm going to tilt it the other way. I'm going to tilt it to the right, cutting from the top left corner down to the bottom right corner. This will give me 2 different triangles. And now when I'm going to assemble this, it's going to look like this. I'm going to apply the bottom triangles first, and my favorite way, of course, to attach tape runner to a triangle is to put it on parchment paper and then put the repositionable all the way out to the end. And this is going to be mounted right here all the way to the top. And I'm going to repeat that with the other red triangle. And the red I'm using is Creative Memories Cranberry. It looks nice with this collection. And so now I'm going to do this with the baseball paper. And these triangles, because I tilted them a different way, they're cut differently and they simply lie on top. So we are covering up a little bit of red paper there, but they're going to lie on top. And I'm pretty happy with my choice to use the red cardstock because it does stand out quite a bit. I love it. Look how easy that came together. It really is a super fast page, giving me a lot of room for pictures. Now, let's do the facing page. Now for this, we want to have a mirror image from left to right. So we want our baseballs to be the dominant pattern here, but we want to go, instead of going this way, we want it to go this way. So I am going to cut from top left to bottom right. So you just have to kind of think about it. Look at it and think about it and make sure you're putting it in the right direction. Okay, and so for the red, we're going to be tilting it the opposite way. Again, I'm lining it up over the cutting line and then using my sight lines to make sure I'm going perfectly through the edge and make any adjustment if I need to on that corner. That looks perfect. If you take your time and use the sight lines, you will have a perfect triangle. And again, I'll attach the bottom triangle first. The only challenging part about this layout is just taking your time, looking at your triangles, making sure that you cut them diagonally in the right direction, because it does have to be the opposite if you're doing this 2-page spread. I do love this. This is going to look great on my son's album. It gives a bit of an optical illusion there. Let's see how we like it. That looks fantastic. I love it. Now I'll finish the 2-page spread with photos, journaling, and stickers. I use a lot of Creative Memories ABC 123 stickers for my dates, so to put that little dot between the month, the day, and the year, I run out of dots on the stickers, so I actually just use the insides of the 8s. You can access the Creative Memories blog by going to my Creative Memories website shown at the top of the screen, and then click on blog, which you'll see circled. Be sure to hit like and/or subscribe to see all future videos. Thanks for watching!